Hey everyone, welcome back. It's Kevin here from Rides and Reviews. You are on Octane TV. We appreciate you being here. Jeremy, my man Jeremy's behind the camera. You'll see his face as well on our videos all the time. So it is Kevin and Jeremy, and welcome. We really appreciate you to the channel. We are here at Indy Honda on US 31 in Indianapolis, Indiana, and it's really nice. We've teamed up with them to do full reviews on all types of Hondas. Welcome to the show. Today we're going to be featuring a 2019 Honda CR-V. This is an EX model. It does come with a 1.5 liter in this 4-cylinder. Today we're going to go over some of the features that it does have, some of the features that we do like, some of the features maybe we don't like, we don't care for so much, or differences between the EX, the EXL model, the touring model between these CR-Vs. It's one of the hottest selling SUVs right now. So we want to kind of show you some of the features, what the inside is like, what it's like driving it in this video today. Okay, today on this 2019 CR-V, with this being an EX model, it does come with the cloth interior. It is a light gray. Personally, my choice, I would probably want to go with the black. For you people out there, I would love to tell you that light gray will not last. It will stain. So if you do have kids or any kind of pets, I would highly recommend getting the black cloth if you do go with the cloth, or if you go with the leather. Some people like the light gray, that's their personal choice, but I will tell you it will stain very easily. They did do, as you can see, it's already stained on here. They did do a cloth top on here as well here, which is really nice. And there is also cup holders in each door. There's actually 2 cup holders in each door, which is pretty awesome. That's one of the greatest things about the CR-V is it does have flexibility to be able to put a lot of cups, a lot of storage space. There's a lot of room inside the door panels, which is really nice. If you look on here, this one does have heated seats. You have I'll go ahead and start it up for you so you can see. This is a push button start. Almost all the CR-Vs 2017 and up are push button starts. But the cool thing about this climate control that is different than all the other models is, comparable like the Pilot and things like that, you can control this climate with hard buttons, and you can control this climate with the actual radio itself. So you can do the climate with the screen, or you can use your hard buttons down here. So you have both options, and it does have dual climate control for both sides. So some people don't like using this and they like using the hard buttons, so they give you both options on the CR-V, which is really, really nice, because sometimes these buttons are kind of a pain in the butt to work with. So the radio is very similar to all the other Hondas. It's got all your audio features, super simple to use. It's got a back button, you know, normal, everything that any other Honda you're gonna get is gonna come with, which is pretty nice. Always want to push the audio button. I figured that out about CR-Vs, to be able to do your radio and everything like that. You have the lane assist button, and you also have your information button here, and all your steering wheel controls on the steering wheel as well. So you can control your radio from the steering wheel. You can also do lane assist from the steering wheel, which is pretty nice. It will also put your lane assist up into the LCD screen that's up here, which is really nice. So when you're driving, you can actually see the lane assist pop up, and it will warn you if you're getting, you know, too close to where you're not supposed to be. This is the screen right here. Almost all the models I'm noticing, whether it be the EX or the EXL or the Touring, all come with this same radio, which is pretty nice. It would be nice if it was like the other ones where it's tilted out or if it was a little bigger, but for me, it works really well. Now, when you get in the Pilot and other vehicles, it is a lot larger and longer, which is pretty cool, but it is a CRV, so it's not like it's $50,000. So it does have heated seats on both sides, 3 level settings, which is pretty cool, especially on an EX model. This is your parking button here. It's no longer a pull handle. It's now you have basically a little button right here, and then disengage and then push it again, and you got to push down the brake and then push, and that releases that. You have an econ button, which is really awesome. When you push that on, it's going to get really good gas mileage, which helps out a lot. I'm averaging around 36 miles per gallon in my CRV, which is a touring model, which is pretty awesome. That's really good gas mileage for an SUV. And then down here we have the center console. You got the power outlet in the front with a cubby, which is really nice. 2 cup holders. You've got this center console here that pulls back. This slides back, and then you also have 2 USBs at the bottom down here and another power outlet, which is really cool that this thing slides forwards and backwards. So you can put stuff in here, shut it, and leave it open, or you can shut it as well while this is shut, and you'll never know what all is down inside the center console. Okay, so today we're gonna show you the back seat. Good day, 6'2". Depends on what shoes I'm wearing. But this seat is made for me in the front. I left it where I'm supposed to go. This is how much room I have between the seat and my knees, and I have very long legs. I have a really big head, so my head is about 1 inch away from hitting the actual headliner, but they did put this dip in the headliner, which really helps, especially for big people in the back. But I can tell you, there is a comfortable amount of room back here, especially if I had a child seat right here or 3 people back here. There is definitely plenty of room for people my size in the back seat of the CRV. I would highly recommend this for people that have a family, because there's plenty of adequate space in the back seat, and the top headliner is close to my head, but there is still plenty of room in here to do it. Now, you don't have accessibility to a 3rd row in a CRV. You would have to step up to a Pilot to get a 3rd row. CRV is just limited to what you have here. So you pull on this little lever over here on the side, and the seat will go down, and this part will barely graze the seat, but it does come down. So you have a ton of room, about 6 feet in the rear from here to the back. You could put lumber, you could put wood, you could put, you know, hockey gear, you could put about anything you want back here. There's a ton of space if you had to do it. That is one of the accessibility parts of the CRV that is really nice, is you do have that capability to be able to put both seats down. They do both come down, and be able to have this completely flat in the rear. Part of the center console, you do have the HVAC right here. No control over it, but it does whatever the front does. And then you have a 2.5 USB, which is really nice for the rear, for both people, you know, your passengers in the rear. And if you have kids, they can charge their tablets and things like that. The CRV, the most important part of this vehicle, why you'd want to buy a CRV over a Ridgeline or a truck or a car or a Civic or an Accord, this is the major reason why. This hatchback is one of the biggest reasons why I would buy a CRV over, per se, like an HRV or an Accord or a Civic. And this is all the way up against the back. You could fit 5, 6 of those backpacks into the back of here, this cubic feet. So you have space over there to put stuff. Also use these levers to make the seat go down as well. So you can pull these and it will make the seats go down, which is pretty awesome. That's a feature that I've never even used on my CRV. Literally a 6 feet piece of wood and not even hit the back seat, which is pretty awesome.
Hey, I'm back. It's me. So we were talking about 6 feet of room back here. So I'm 6'1", and as you can see, if I was a Christmas tree, a 2x4, 4x6, whatever, set of golf clubs, a stroller, because you and I both have kids. We have girls, so anytime that you go to the park, you go to, anywhere, you need room for the stroller, for all your gifts, your packages. If you want to go Christmas shopping, if you want to just take guests anywhere, it's nice to have room. So this gives you the option of laying down the second row, and now we have 6 feet in length, maybe a little extra, a little more, for us to put anything that we need to put. Hey, in regards to this model, so with the EX model versus the Touring model or any other higher model, we don't have the push button. So in regards to the other models that you see, they do have a push button that actually closes the rear hatch itself. So with the manual option here, we just have to manually do it. And for me, it's super easy, it's super whatnot. But if you're holding a baby, you have a stroller, you have multiple kids, and you're trying to juggle around, being able to push the button or press whatnot, it's just so much easier than manually trying to lift this up and whatnot. So on this 2019 model CRV, it has the projector style headlights and fog lights. So in different models, you'll have different style headlights and fog lights, LED, whatnot, different colors. The 4-cylinder engine, we can obviously see where the intake is for the air coming into the intake. We have easy access over here to our battery. So we have our positive and negative cables, easy to exchange if we ever need to, 4 or 5 years down the road, put a new battery in it. If we're doing a lot of wintertime driving, whatnot, if we need to charge it, put it on a trickle charger, we have that option.
Today we're going to talk about this 2019 Honda CRV. This is an EX model. There is a model underneath this. There's also an EXL above this, and then there's also the touring model, which is the highest model that they make from Honda. So I personally own a touring model, so I know a lot about that vehicle. But this vehicle is an EX, so there are some features that it does not have that the EXL does have. So the EXL has the leather wrapped steering wheel, which the EX model does not have, which you can definitely tell a major difference in this knurled plastic versus the leather. You can also tell a major difference with the cloth interior versus the leather interior. That's a big thing. But other than that, a lot of the same features are on both of these models. It does have the large radio, all the shifter, the center console, everything is the same, I can see, as the EXL model, which is really nice. But this particular vehicle does have the lane assist, it does have steering wheel controls, does have the larger radio, which is really nice. It does actually have heated seats, which is a really good feature, with being an EX. It does have the Econ button, so you can get better fuel economy and things like that. But everything in this looks very similar between all the models, which is pretty awesome, because even if you buy a stripped down model or you buy an EXL or you buy a touring model, they all look very similar. The only major differences I can see is the steering wheel and the cloth interior. Those are really the, if you want to spend the money, I will say I do have a touring model. It is extremely nice to have the leather and things like that, but this model isn't that bad. I couldn't deal with the light gray interior. That would be something I would have to have black interior, but some people like the light gray interior because it's cooler, especially in Florida. But with me having kids, having light gray interior with kids is a major no-no for me, especially with having a light gray headliner and things like that. It also does have the sunglass holder, and then you can push it up a little bit, and then you'll have your mirror right here, so you can watch your kids in the background if you do have kids. If not, if you have dogs. It does have the sunroof, which is really nice. Even on an EX model, it does have the full sunroof, which is awesome. It is a little windy with this little guy up. For some weird reason, these CRVs do have a lot of wind noise that comes in. I'm not sure why that is, but that is one thing to think about when you do have the sunroof open. It is a little bit windy by far. But as far as comfortability of driving this vehicle, with me owning an EXL and this is being an EX model, this rides really, really, really nice. It's super comfortable. It is a 4-cylinder, so it doesn't, it doesn't have the pep of the V6 of the Pilot and things like that, but it rides really nice. It rides really smooth. There is not very much road noise. Like when you're inside this thing, you can't hear a lot of the outside noise, which to me is super important, because you don't be driving down the road at 80 miles an hour and all you hear is the wind or the gaskets, and it's like you're driving a 1999 Chevy Silverado. Nobody wants to hear that stuff. So I really do like how quiet the cabin is, and when you're driving, you can listen to your music and you don't have any outside interference. Now, if you do roll down the window, it does get super windy. Same way with the sunroof. So those are the two things to consider I've noticed about this vehicle.